Alright, hi, welcome. Right now, it is Sunday, very close to 11 o'clock, right? Or not very close to 11 o'clock, very close to midnight right now. I just finished my macros, and what I'm doing right now is I am sitting in front of the computer, going to play a little bit of Diablo 3. As you can see, my Diablo character right now. I just recently got Paragon 200, so I got the cool fancy portrait. I only have one Paragon, or not one Paragon character, I only have one seasonal character. Can't you focus? Can't you focus? Whatever. I only have one seasonal character for this season, so yeah, everything's on the monk. But also to show you, since I'm at the computer, Super Jail's on TV right now. But yeah, it's almost 12, or it's almost midnight, so let's see how many more levels I could add on to this Paragon 200 before I head to bed. Alright, I think I am done for tonight. Right now it is about 2:06 in the morning, and I managed to get myself, let's get my character sheet out really quick. Figured there was an easier way to do this. I don't know if you could focus, but that's focus, damn it. Focus. Well, basically it says 211, so I managed to get, oh, there you go. So 211 Paragon, so I managed to get 11 levels in 2 hours. Solo by the way. And those are all the legendaries I was able to get. So top row, these are all the bounty catch legendaries, and bottom row, those are all the legendaries I was able to pick up when I was killing stuff. So not many here, a lot here, but a lot of these are duplicates, as you can see. So yeah. Good day's work. So if I put myself in another like 2 hours again, maybe like later sometime today before I go to the gym, maybe another 10 levels, maybe another 10 levels. But it gets a little bit harder every time, so I have to earn more experience, you know, little by little every time. So it's not that bad early on, but once I get to like maybe like 300s, that's where it gets to be a lot. It's getting darker. Everything looks good. It's getting colder, which is fine. I love the cold. Anyways, hi. September 8th, 2014. It's almost 8 o'clock. I'm about to go in and do my upper body power day. As you can kind of see, my workout time is getting pushed back and back and back because I'm getting a little bit more lazy. But that's the thing about like my priority with the gym right now. Like, I don't need to do cardio, so I'm not allowing, you know, that extra time, you know, taking into account maybe if I'm in the gym weightlifting for an hour and a half or something, right? So I would have to take into account how much cardio I would need to do afterwards. So that's where I would go into the gym early. But now I don't really need to think about cardio, so I don't really need to go into the gym that early. But yeah, push day to day. Right arm pulling movements, still not 100%, but I'm still going to kind of test the limits, I should say, or just not go so hard. So, you know, even though it's a power day, supposed to lift heavy, I'm gonna probably keep the pull stuff more like in a hypertrophy range. Kind of, I like to call it like rehab status. So that way it's just I'm not trying too hard, but at the same time I want to make sure that I'm getting my reps in. So it's so today is definitely like get a lot of that mind muscle connection, make sure the back is doing the pull movements, right? Like when you do a pull down or doing pull-ups, you know, people tend to use their arms and stuff like that, or they use body weight motion to kind of swing around. Well, now that I can't use a lot of power in my right arm, that means I definitely have to feel if I'm pulling with my lats or, you know, pulling whatever, you know, pulling with my lats, my traps, blah blah blah, and, you know, make sure I'm getting the contractions correct and stuff like that. So I really need to get that right. Otherwise, if I try to pull with my arm, you know, it's not gonna fully contract, and then I'm probably gonna kind of do some contortion thing where I'm pulling with my shoulder or something like that. So I don't want that to happen. Mind muscle connection and get her done. But push day should be strong as usual, so I don't have to worry about that unless like I'm doing dumbbells. You know, dumbbells is still kind of the scary thing just because of being able to stabilize weight, and the bicep plays a good role with that stabilization. So that's something I gotta watch out for. But anyways, head off to the gym, get a workout, and finish my macros for the day. Yeah. Right. What's up? Gonna do a little bit of food prepping right now. So let me show you really quick. So what I'm gonna do is, here's some 93.7 ground beef. I got myself a knife, little plate, digital scale. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn these two packages into 4-ounce servings because I don't know. I'm just familiar with 4-ounce servings everything, so I turn these into 4-ounce servings, and that way I know, the calories and macros, blah blah blah, yaggity schmaggity. So watch these turn into little like Rice Krispie treats. Look at that beautiful mound of meat. So this is about, each one of these is about 4 ounces. So, and there are about 11 of these babies. So what I'm gonna do, put these in a baggie, throw them in the freezer, and call it good for today. So with the food prep stuff, that kind of makes me think about like how I approach like stocking up on food and stuff like that, or like what type of foods I would like to get. But when I buy particular foods, I want to make sure that there's a lot of servings to it, rather than maybe something that's limited to like, maybe like a box will only have like 4 servings or something like that, right? So I want to make sure when I buy particular foods that I only have to restock it, maybe like once a week or something, maybe even more, depending on like how big the bulk of whatever I'm buying is. There's a lot of servings to it. So like for an example, let's look at cover really quick. So this particular cereal and stuff like that, I get this from the local store. So Western Honey Nuts Toasted Oats. So a generic Honey Nut Cheerios version. So macros wise, I don't know if you can fairly see it. So 120 calories, but let's look at the macros. So 1 gram of fat per serving, 24 grams of carbohydrates, and 2 grams of protein. And so, but the big key thing here is I want to show you is that this big ass bag has 30 servings to it. And this was like, I don't know, $5 or something like that, compared to something like, say, Fiber One cereal, which is really good and something I would restock up on. But this one, say, let's look at the macros on this one really quick. I wish you would focus a lot faster, but pretty much 1.5 grams of fat, 44 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. But within this box, there's only 8 servings, and this is way more expensive than this. But I get my fiber source from obviously Fiber One. But 8 servings from that particular cereal, and then like 30 servings of this, I wouldn't have to restock too often. The Fiber One I would have to restock up on. And so here's also another thing that I want to show you really quick. It's pretty much for protein, because I gotta jump these bottles over to the recycling bin really quick. So this is my particular protein of choice, ON Optimum Nutrition, Golden Way Standards. This is a fairly popular one anyway, but definitely cookies and cream. So macros, please focus. So 1.5 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, and then 24 grams of protein. So this one has 27 servings to it. So in my regards to protein, what I like to do with protein is I don't like to double up on servings or to have too much of it, because I pretty much get all my my protein intake from food. So I make sure when I have my protein that I get a good spaced amount throughout the day. So that way I don't have to feel the need that I need like double scoops of this protein, that stuff like that, right? And plus also looking at that 27 grams of servings, if I were to say double up on that per day or something, pretty much per day. If I were to double up on that, that means those 27 servings gets cut in half. And so this is particularly like, I don't know how much it is, maybe like $35 or something, maybe a little bit more depending on where you buy it. So if this tub is only like 35-40 bucks, and you're cutting it in half by having double servings of it a day, that means you'll be restocking up a lot more, and then you'll be obviously buying a lot more of it, so spend a little bit more money on it. So I try to make sure I have at least, if I could fit it in, at least 1 serving of my protein powder a day, so that way I'm kind of outlasting it. And this way I would be more focused on the foods and figuring out my food choices and what's going to keep me more satiated, rather than trying to make a protein shake throughout the day. This is kind of like an approach to like my nutrition that it's not something that came like I came to realize, but it came with practice. Just a lot of like figuring out how I want to balance everything out. Because really, in the beginning, having the protein powder definitely helped because I didn't really know how to balance, trying to fit macros into my meals and such like that, right? So having the protein helped, but now that I'm pretty good about nutrition and pretty good about eating foods. Just I love eating food now, even if I'm on a cut. I still value a lot in food. I don't really need so much of the protein powder, but it's good to fit it in when I need to. Right, it's getting darker. I don't know if you could see the stadium lights over there, but I think a girls' soccer game is going on right now. Push day today. It's gonna be weird going back onto the hypertrophy portion of fat today, or this week I should say, because last week I did something else other than fat because I don't know, I wanted to rest, but I didn't. I decided not to. And last week I did German volume training, and I'm telling you, I'm standing here today after doing German volume training. I say that because I had to go through a leg day, and I think I did that Wednesday of last week, so a week ago, and I was feeling that up until Sunday. But I was able to make it through Sunday's power workout. But yeah, it's gonna be weird today because I didn't do incline movements last week, so I'm going back to my normal kind of blueprint this week, and hopefully I don't have to drop the weight, but I may have to, just a tad bit. But this is just to make sure to, just in case if I don't feel the strength or my right shoulder is not with it, then I'll have to work with a lighter load. But other than that, let's hope that doesn't have to happen. Hi everybody. Today is Thursday, September 11th, 2014. I am actually in my work parking lot right now because I had a small meeting today at work. So I'm going home right now, but I had a small meeting. It was about a new job opportunity, or not say opportunity, but more job responsibility, I guess. Little bit for me to earn a little bit more money, to save up a little bit more money, I should say. So if anything for me right now, it's if I could get a little bit more money, put a little bit more money on the side, I'm good, because fitness, exercise, health, it can get expensive extremely quick, let me tell you. 'Cause like right now for me, I'm pretty much bulking on a budget. I'm choosing the foods that are not necessarily name brand foods, but they're they have the macronutrients that I want, and they're cheaper, and I could get more of them. I don't have to spend so much on them, so the money gets pretty high, especially once you start getting like deep into prep, and you really need specific foods to hit your specific macros and such like that. It gets really expensive, and that's just the food part. Add supplements into it, that's going to be even more. Like if you're those people who will need like the BCAAs or the glutamine, or L-carnitine, or pre-workouts and stuff like that, right? If you're munching through that stuff, it's only going to last you, I don't know, like 2 weeks to a month. Some stuff where you don't have to take too many servings, may last you a long time, like maybe BCAAs, creatine, those will probably last you for a while. But pre-workout, some people will probably need like 2 servings. For me, I'm pretty caffeine tolerant, so I would need 3. So something like a pre-workout is going to be extremely expensive if I keep investing more into it. So I definitely need more money on the side to buy all that stuff. But right now I'm not taking any supplements, so saving a little bit more money. I love food anyway, so that's where all my money is going. Once you start thinking about your first competition, that's a lot of money as well, because you got to think about getting that membership card to participate in whatever federation you're going to. The divisions, or the initial entry fee for your first division class you're going to compete in. And if you're one of those people like me who will cross over, that's whatever amount of money, and then this and that for whatever crossovers you do. So let's say if I was a little bit older and I could do masters, but let's say I'm still a novice by then, then I could do like masters, novice, and open, and so I'd pay for one division and pay a little bit more discount for the other two. That's a lot of money, but it's actually fun to kind of cross over to see where you're at. That's expensive. And then there's all the thing about hotels and tanning. If you don't know what to do with tanning, it gets bodybuilding gets expensive, or bodybuilding competition gets expensive. Health and fitness, if you know what you're doing, you should be able to kind of budget your way around that. But yeah, it gets expensive, and this is why I would love to have a better job to kind of sustain all that, because the thing that I'm sacrificing right now is that I'm not taking any supplements. But if anything, most of the last prep, or I'd like to say maybe like 97% of prep this year was without supplements, because I ran out at very early in the first going into the April show, maybe like somewhere around like 17 or 16 weeks out or something like that. Like my bottle of creatine finally ran out, and I'm like, man, I should restock. I forgot to restock. But anyways, I'm doing well without supplements, but I could see how it can be beneficial, because I'm pretty achy here and there after the weights, but at the same time, I love food. I'm spending money on food. I love eating. So yeah, save money, make money. Dollar bill, y'all. Today's leg day is brought to you by the letter L for leg day. So what I need to accomplish today is putting forth more volume into leg training. Specifically put a little bit more volume into hamstrings, because last week when I did German volume training, I did 10-10 on the squats at 180, and I also did lying leg curls 10-10 at I think 70 or 75. I think 75. So I know I could put forth a lot more effort if I connect my mind into the exercise. And usually by the time I get to hamstrings, I'm kind of debilitated at that point because of squats. Actually, squats just beat me up in general. So, yeah, I just need to kind of hit the volume, especially on the isolation work, where it's just, like lying leg curls and stuff like that, or like leg extensions, instead of doing like 2 or 3 sets, dude, I could probably do 4 or 5 until I get tired. So lying leg curls, just gonna try to do a little bit more on that. I've been doing hyper extensions a lot lately, more focus on making the ham and glutes work rather than the lower back. So it's a little bit of shift in technique. I wish I could record it, but gym's getting packed in the evening. I'm not used to it. My quads are still really good looking. Even right now, where I'm continuously putting on layers of fat little by little. Still good striations in the quads. Maybe that's going to be like one of the few features about me where I'll get big, but at the same time, I'll still have maybe a little bit of lines there, so you'll still see the muscle separation. Maybe that'll be like the quads, and hopefully the hamstrings in the near future.